Have you ever thought about the hidden risks lurking in our morning routines, especially as we age? Today, we unravel this through the story of Mr. Hope, a vibrant 70-year-old who cherished his tranquil countryside life. Each day, he followed a wholesome ritual, starting with gentle stretches and tending to his beloved garden. One serene morning, however, an unexpected event shattered the calm. While nurturing his plants, Mr. Hope suddenly collapsed. This incident serves as a powerful reminder: even the healthiest routines can hide unseen dangers, especially in those early morning hours. In this video, we'll uncover 3 crucial morning habits that older adults should avoid right after waking. These simple yet transformative changes can safeguard our health and enhance longevity. Stay with us until the end. These small adjustments might make a life-changing difference for you or someone you love. But first, we truly appreciate your support. A thumbs up helps us continue delivering valuable health insights. If you haven't yet, subscribe and click the notification bell. This way, you'll never miss our future tips. Your voice matters to us. Leave a comment with a 1 and comment if you think there's room for improvement. Your feedback guides us in creating better, tailored content. Now, let's dive into today's essential topic. Today, we gather to reflect on an important lesson from the life of Mr. Hope, a vibrant 70-year-old who lived quietly in a rural community. Like many of us, Mr. Hope prioritized his health. Each morning, he would rise with the sun, eager to start his day with a bit of exercise. His next stop? The vegetable garden, a cherished haven that brought him immense pride and fulfillment. His family found solace in his routine, believing these healthy habits were the cornerstone of his well-being. But one peaceful morning, everything changed. As he tended his beloved garden, Mr. Hope collapsed unexpectedly. A stroke had struck without warning. This tragic moment serves as a sobering reminder for us all. It's easy to assume that consistent routines and good intentions are enough to safeguard our health. Yet, certain morning habits, especially for older adults, can carry hidden dangers. Awareness is our greatest ally. By understanding these risks, we can make simple, impactful changes to protect ourselves and our loved ones from similar crises. Let's explore 3 crucial habits older adults should avoid immediately after waking. These small adjustments could significantly reduce health risks, like strokes, and promote lasting wellness. The first and perhaps most vital habit to reconsider is exerting ourselves on an empty stomach. After a night of rest, our bodies enter a state of recovery. The energy reserves are low, and demanding tasks, like intense exercise or heavy lifting, can strain the heart and body unexpectedly. Skipping breakfast and diving into physical activities might seem harmless, but it poses real risks. Upon waking, our bodies naturally release adrenaline to activate the cardiovascular and nervous systems. This process increases blood pressure, a normal part of waking up. However, for older adults, this can be a double-edged sword. Physical exertion on an empty stomach amplifies the stress on our cardiovascular system. Without proper nutrition, the heart rate and blood pressure can spike dramatically, increasing the risk of stroke. Plaques in blood vessels may rupture under this strain, causing potentially life-threatening complications. So, how can we foster healthier mornings? The answer lies in starting gently. Warm up the body with light stretching or low-impact activities like Tai Chi or a leisurely walk. These practices prepare the body for the day ahead without overwhelming the heart. And remember, fuel matters. A light, nutritious breakfast, like fruits, oatmeal, or a small serving of protein, provides essential energy and supports overall health. Let's make conscious choices every morning. By adopting these safer routines, we not only protect ourselves but also set an example for our loved ones. Health isn't just about big changes. Often, it's the small, mindful adjustments that make the most significant impact. Together, we can create mornings that nurture our well-being and strengthen our bodies for the years ahead. Let's take this journey towards healthier mornings, one gentle step at a time. The second essential habit to avoid upon waking? Standing up too quickly. It might seem like a trivial detail, but it poses real risks, especially for older adults. Our bodies undergo significant changes during sleep. Heart rate slow, blood pressure drops, and bodily functions shift into rest mode. Waking up abruptly doesn't allow enough time for these systems to reset. The result? Dizziness, loss of balance, or even fainting. Why does this happen? Our cardiovascular and nervous systems need a gradual transition. Rapid movements can trigger postural hypotension, a sudden drop in blood pressure that leads to lightheadedness. For older adults, whose systems may be less adaptable, this is particularly concerning. Let's illustrate with a story. In a quiet neighborhood lived Mr. Simmons, a 70-year-old retired teacher known for his bright smile and zest for life. Each morning, he jumped out of bed, eager to embrace the day. One sunny Wednesday, as the birds sang outside his window, he leaped up the moment his alarm rang. Plans for the day, grocery shopping, volunteering, a park stroll, danced in his mind. But this time, his excitement turned into a moment of alarm. As soon as his feet touched the floor, a wave of dizziness swept over him. The room spun, and he barely steadied himself against the dresser. Confused, he sat back down. "What just happened?" he whispered. Later, at the library where he volunteered, he shared his experience with Mrs. Johnson, a retired nurse and dear friend. "I felt like I almost fainted," he confessed. She listened, then smiled gently. As we age, our bodies need more time to adjust. It sounds like postural hypotension, a common issue when standing up too fast. Her advice was simple: when you wake up, take a moment. Stay still, let your body wake up with you. Stretch gently, then sit up slowly. Once seated, pause before standing fully. It makes a world of difference. Mr. Simmons took this wisdom to heart. The next morning, he lay still, appreciating the calm dawn. He stretched, sat up carefully, and only stood when fully steady. The result? No dizziness, just a smooth, confident start to the day. He even shared this life-changing tip with friends at the community center. So, what can we learn from Mr. Simmons? When we wake up, let's give our bodies time. Stay still for a minute or two, allowing gentle stretches to stimulate circulation. Move arms, legs, and neck slowly. Then, sit up and pause before standing. This mindful approach stabilizes blood pressure and balance, reducing fall risks, especially crucial for older adults. By taking these extra moments, we start our day safely, protecting our health and well-being. Let's make each morning a strong, steady step toward a better day. Protecting our health, the hidden dangers of straining. Straining during bowel movements might seem harmless, but it poses serious risks, especially for older adults. The morning routine, when digestion naturally signals us to go, requires a mindful approach. Forcing or pushing too hard can lead to unexpected health consequences. Excessive straining increases chest pressure, reducing blood flow back to the heart. This means less oxygen reaches the brain, which can trigger dizziness, sudden blood pressure spikes, or fainting spells. For those with sensitive cardiovascular systems, this strain can heighten the risk of heart attacks or strokes. Maintaining a relaxed, natural posture in the bathroom is crucial. Gentle, stress-free habits safeguard our well-being. If bowel movements become difficult, dietary adjustments can make a significant difference. Adding fiber-rich foods and staying hydrated promotes smoother digestion, minimizing the need to strain. Spending too long on the toilet is another overlooked risk. Prolonged sitting, whether reading or scrolling through phones, adds unnecessary pressure to lower body blood vessels. Short, focused visits are safer and healthier. By adopting these simple practices, we protect ourselves from potential dangers, ensuring a more comfortable and natural routine. Our health is worth these mindful moments of care. Health is more than a personal asset. It's a profound gift that uplifts our entire family. When an elder falls ill, the impact echoes through every connected life. We adapt our routines and realign priorities, often putting personal and professional plans on hold. This shift brings emotional strain and financial challenges, stretching family resources to their limits. Maintaining our health, then, isn't just self-care. It's an act of love for those we cherish. Healthy elders stand as pillars of strength and stability, actively participating in family life. They offer wisdom, guidance, and support, becoming living examples of resilience and vitality. Their well-being inspires younger generations and reinforces family bonds. Proactive health management is key to graceful aging. It's not about reacting to illness, but preventing it. Balanced nutrition, regular exercise, and routine checkups are essential. These habits foster independence, free us from chronic illness, and give our loved ones peace of mind. By prioritizing health, we enrich our own lives and strengthen our families, creating a legacy of resilience and care that spans generations. Filial piety, a cherished value in many Eastern cultures, deepens this commitment. It goes beyond duty. It's a profound respect and emotional attachment to our parents and ancestors. This principle forms the core of familial love, fostering kindness, compassion, and honor. When elders embody these values, they set a powerful example. They create an environment where respect and responsibility are cornerstones, guiding younger generations toward empathy and integrity. True prosperity isn't measured by financial wealth. Lasting legacies are built on health, moral values, and shared responsibilities. These intangible treasures, wisdom, love, and care, shape future generations far more deeply than material assets ever could. Our role, especially as we age, is to instill these values, guiding our children and grandchildren to navigate life with strength and compassion. Prioritizing health nurtures the family spirit. Our well-being becomes a collective act of love, uplifting everyone around us. When we care for ourselves, we set an example that fosters emotional, spiritual, and even financial stability. Elders, in particular, embody the strength that good health brings. Their contributions, whether through advice, presence, or care, keep families united. They show us the true meaning of resilience and love. As we commit to health and encourage our loved ones to do the same, our family becomes a stronger, more cohesive unit. This shared responsibility creates a legacy that endures, ensuring the well-being of future generations. True prosperity lies not in material wealth but in health, love, and respect, gifts that last long after financial assets are spent. Let's reflect on these values together. Health, love, and respect form the bedrock of a thriving family. If these principles resonate with you, share your thoughts below. Your commitment to family well-being means the world to us. As we journey through life, the dynamics of our relationships evolve in ways we rarely predict. In our younger days, quirks and habits in our partners often seem charming or easy to dismiss. Over time, though, what once felt endearing can transform into sources of frustration. Many women, particularly after their 60s, begin to notice an emotional distance growing between them and their husbands. The strong connection they once enjoyed may start to fray, leaving them feeling as if they're shouldering family responsibilities alone, even within marriage. In the early years, small annoyances, like neglected chores or scattered belongings, felt manageable. We had boundless energy, an optimistic outlook, and a deep well of patience for each other's flaws. But as the decades pass, that energy wanes. Minor issues can start to feel monumental. Our emotional and physical reserves aren't what they used to be, making once overlooked habits hard to ignore. Imagine coming home to see our husbands relaxing while we juggle household tasks, manage grandchildren, or care for aging family members. The feeling of carrying that mental and emotional load solo can breed exhaustion and even resentment. This disconnection doesn't appear overnight. It builds gradually, often unnoticed until the emotional gap seems too vast to bridge. What makes it more challenging is the contrast between our youthful expectations and the reality we now face. Many of us entered marriage dreaming of growing old together, envisioning years of shared relaxation and mutual support after raising families and building careers. We imagined facing life's later chapters as a team, savoring the fruits of our labor. Yet for many, that dream feels distant. Instead of partnership, we find ourselves managing practical and emotional needs largely on our own. This gap between expectations and reality fosters deep disappointment. We gave so much time, energy, even personal ambitions, only to feel our efforts went unnoticed. When partners withdraw emotionally or contribute little, it feels like a betrayal of the partnership we believed in. The resulting exhaustion isn't just about tasks, but the absence of emotional reciprocity. As disappointment grows, so does the distance. We may question where the closeness went and whether it can be restored. The isolation we feel doesn't stem from one moment, but from countless instances of feeling unsupported or undervalued. Adding to the complexity is the realization that our husbands may not even grasp the depth of our frustration. They might not see how much we've carried or understand its toll. This lack of awareness deepens the divide, making us feel even more disconnected from those who should be our closest companions. Reflecting on these changes, we wonder if this distance is a natural part of aging or if something deeper is at play. Have our husbands grown indifferent, or have we changed too? Likely, it's a mix of both. We've evolved, our needs have shifted, and relationship dynamics transformed. What once brought joy may no longer satisfy, leaving us to question whether our partnership still fulfills us. In this phase, many women re-evaluate their marriages, not necessarily with an intent to leave, but to understand the changes and explore whether reconnection is possible. Open communication or professional support like counseling might offer paths forward. For some, renewing the relationship feels feasible. For others, the gap seems too wide. It's vital to remember that this distance doesn't signify personal failure. We've given so much over the years. Emotional fatigue often stems from numerous unmet moments where support was needed but absent. Acknowledging this reality is a crucial step toward understanding our needs moving forward. Equally important is prioritizing our own well-being. For years, family, children, and husbands may have taken precedence. Now, nurturing ourselves emotionally, mentally, and physically is essential. Fulfillment might come from friendships, hobbies, or personal growth. Investing in ourselves doesn't mean giving up on the relationship. It means reclaiming joy and satisfaction on our terms. One of the most significant challenges marriages face, especially as we grow older, is the shift in health and lifestyle habits. As the years go by, health naturally takes center stage. When our husbands maintain unhealthy routines, the strain on our relationships can become overwhelming. Some men persist in harmful behaviors, smoking, excessive drinking, or neglecting physical activity, even as their health declines. These choices don't just endanger their well-being, they impact us deeply as partners. For instance, heavy smoking doesn't only raise concerns about their health, but also exposes us to secondhand smoke dangers, affecting our shared environment. Each illness resulting from poor habits adds another layer of worry, making us feel more like caretakers than equal partners. In these moments, we often carry a heavy load. Balancing caregiving with managing our own health and daily responsibilities becomes exhausting. Mutual support should define this stage of life, yet their disregard for health can feel careless, even selfish. The emotional toll is immense, breeding resentment and frustration. It's not just about physical fatigue, it's the emotional weight of facing problems that could have been avoided through shared commitment to healthy living. These habits ripple through the household, impacting everyone. Consider the hours they spend glued to the television or endlessly scrolling through their phones. This detachment creates a profound sense of isolation. We may live under the same roof, but the emotional connection frays. While we shoulder household chores, cleaning, cooking, caring for grandchildren, they seem distant, a mere presence rather than an active partner. It feels like managing everything alone while they drift further away, disconnected and uninvolved. This disconnection deepens daily. Minor health issues, loud snoring, persistent coughing, become constant irritants that chip away at our patience. Disturbed sleep compounds daily stress, making it harder to cope. Neglecting basic hygiene or ignoring small health concerns feels like a disregard for our shared space. What once seemed like minor annoyances grow into significant sources of tension, eroding the intimacy and comfort that once defined our bond. The home, meant to be a sanctuary of togetherness, becomes a place of burden. We begin to wonder if the companionship we cherished has been replaced by an exhausting sense of responsibility. This growing frustration doesn't mean we've fallen out of love. On the contrary, these feelings stem from unmet expectations and long-standing irritations that have built up over time. As we navigate the later stages of life, the nature of marriage evolves. Romantic passion gives way to a deeper need for mutual understanding, support, and care. When one partner consistently neglects these fundamental needs, prioritizing unhealthy habits over shared well-being, the relationship suffers. In these later years, we don't seek grand gestures or material comforts. We yearn for genuine connection, companionship, and understanding. We want a partner who shares in life's daily rhythms and values our health and well-being as much as their own. Without this emotional support, the distance widens. Small acts of neglect, lack of interest in health, and indifference to shared responsibilities create a chasm that feels insurmountable. This divide doesn't form overnight. It's the result of years of neglect, of self and the relationship. The disappointment we feel extends beyond present behavior to the cumulative impact of unhealthy choices. We long for the closeness we once shared, for the days built on mutual care and respect. Instead, we face an emotional gap that grows more daunting with time. Yet, this frustration isn't a sign of lost love. It's a plea for change. We need our partners to recognize how their choices affect not just them but the entire family. We're not asking for perfection, just effort. A willingness to see the strain unhealthy habits place on both the individual and the relationship. Understanding that these choices impact us all is crucial. What we seek is balance. We want to feel like partners again, sharing life's joys and challenges without carrying the bulk of the burden. We desire a togetherness where health and well-being are prioritized for the relationship's sake. When both partners invest in caring for themselves and each other, the distance shrinks. The bond strengthens. True companionship is restored. Strengthening marriages through shared commitment and connection. As we grow older, many of us sense a widening gap in our relationships, particularly between husbands and wives. It's a quiet struggle, often felt but rarely discussed. For many older women, emotional distance from their husbands can be a source of deepening resentment. The mutual care and understanding that once flourished may seem to fade, leaving an atmosphere of disconnection. Yet, this is not an inevitable outcome. It's a call for reflection and action. The health choices our partners make significantly shape the emotional landscape of our marriages. When husbands continue unhealthy habits such as smoking, drinking, or neglecting their well-being, the consequences ripple through the entire family. These personal decisions create shared burdens. We often find ourselves not only managing our health concerns, but also carrying the stress of worrying about a partner's choices. The weight of this emotional load can be overwhelming, especially when it feels one-sided. Poor health habits bring real and often unspoken challenges. Secondhand smoke, the emotional toll of witnessing a loved one's disregard for their health, and the impact of a sedentary lifestyle add layers of strain. These pressures don't just affect our husbands. They press down on us, their wives, too. The constant worry, coupled with the demands of managing our own well-being, can be exhausting. This imbalance can foster feelings of being unsupported, deepening the emotional divide. Daily disengagement can magnify this distance. Hours spent in front of the television, glued to phones, or avoiding family responsibilities can make the home feel isolating. We might find ourselves managing everything alone, longing for partnership that feels like it's slipping away. This isn't just about being physically present, it's about meaningful connection. When that's missing, even togetherness can feel lonely. This sense of isolation isn't abstract, it's woven into our daily routines. As we age, physical discomforts also complicate our relationships. Snoring, chronic coughing, or poor hygiene, minor issues in younger years, can now feel magnified. Sharing space becomes harder, and intimacy can suffer. These challenges can make the closeness we once knew seem like a distant memory, replaced by frustration. Yet, marriage is an evolving journey. In our later years, it's less about romance and more about companionship, understanding, and mutual support. The reality of aging brings new challenges, but it also opens the door for growth. Both partners must commit to bridging the emotional gap. This requires active listening, empathy, and genuine care. Only through intentional effort can we rediscover connection and strengthen our bond. Aging together presents both trials and opportunities. The physical and emotional hurdles may strain us, but they also offer a chance to redefine our relationship. We can choose to prioritize health, foster respect, and be present in each other's lives. These choices create a stronger foundation, not just for our marriages, but for our families. Our actions shape the legacy we leave for our children and grandchildren. Health is central to that legacy. By caring for ourselves and each other, we lay the groundwork for a more connected, fulfilling partnership. Small, intentional actions, showing respect, listening deeply, and being truly present, extend beyond our marriage. They strengthen the bonds within our families and community. The challenges of aging don't have to erode our love. With patience, understanding, and open communication, we can navigate this stage of life together. By cherishing small moments of connection and actively working to bridge emotional gaps, we can build a relationship that remains strong, supportive, and loving. Let's share our experiences and wisdom. How have you navigated these challenges? Your stories can inspire and help others. Together, we can face the complexities of aging with grace, leaving a legacy of love and resilience for future generations.